I got my shoes, I got my dress. It's me princess, I guess. I got my strawberry ice cream. I got my coffee. I just recorded a video about being an influencer for 30 days. And I was feeling really depressed. I still am. But I'm trying to be cheerful here. And today we're going to talk about Bridgerton Season 4. The long-awaited video. I am very, very late to this game. But what can I say? I was busy with other videos. Also, this is the only time I can take this video. Even though I feel so ugly right now, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, let's start it. I am thinking about a short video. There are a couple of points I want to make, and overall what I was thinking about, because I actually recorded one review of the season, but because of the copyrights I cannot share that one with you, so this is a redo after a long week. So yeah, let's get started. Season 4, Sophie and Benedict, Cinderella story. Everything is great, everything is sparkly, everything is dreamy. Now I'm gonna say it for once and all. I think this season is the best season they made until this point. I don't know about the other seasons yet. I don't know, the 5th season, maybe it's gonna be about Eloise and we're gonna our mind was gonna blow or something. I don't know, but this was the best season for me. I know many people like the season 2 much better, but that's just not me. I already made a video about it. You can find it somewhere around here. But yeah, this is the best season. So let's go to the reasonings. Now, whose season is this? Benedict Bridgerton. We know this man. We know this man for about 3 seasons now. And he's an established character. He knows himself, he presents himself, and he didn't change that much. He learned he was bisexual, he learned he liked being a rake, and he's an artistic little gal. And our other main character is a new girl in town, Sophie Beck. She is fierce, she is brave, she is dreamy, she is smart, she is everything you cannot be, like Benedict's wife. Anyways, so yeah, this is their story. And when we left season 3, we left with Penelope being out as a Lady Whistledown, and Violet and her garden. We saw some of her garden in this season. Okay, now I'm gonna summarize it in under a minute. Then we're gonna talk about what went right, what went wrong, what could have been done differently. Then we're gonna done. And I'm gonna show a couple of scenes without a copyright, I hope. Then that's it. So yeah, let me summarize. As I said, we have Benedict, we have Sophie. Sophie is an illegitimate child of a nobleman, and her mom is a maid, and now she's a maid, so she is like, I'm not gonna be a mistress for anybody. And we have Benedict. We know Benedict. We love Benedict. And Benedict met Lady in Silver. He fell in love. Then he tried to find her, but couldn't. Then he met Sophie. Sophie is a maid at the time, and he's really interested in her. He even fell in love, but he knows he cannot get married to her, so he asked her to be his mistress. Fuck you, Benedict. So yeah, Sophie's like, fuck no, bitch. What the fuck do you think I am? So yeah, they have a little bit disagreement there. Then Benedict is like, you know what? We can actually get married. Just, I should be out of society. I wouldn't see my family at all. But at least we could be together. And Sophie's like, bitch, no. You're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna separate you from your family. Are you insane? And at the time, we also have the evil stepmom of Sophie, which she was married to Sophie's dad before dad died. And in the time, the evil stepmom said to Sophie, your old dad didn't give you anything in his will, so you are a poor girl, so you have to work for me. You're gonna be a maid. Nobody should ever know you were his daughter. It's been more than a minute. Okay, let's finish. So yes, Sophie learns her dad actually gave her a dowry, so they threaten the evil stepmom, and now she has to say Sophie is actually a noble person just outside of London. Then she came back. Now Benedict and Sophie can get married. Alright, let's continue. Now, there are so many things that went really right, okay? First of all, their meeting scene, first time seeing each other. It was spectacular, it was amazing, it was so dreamy, so much like a Cinderella story, which they say, this is a Cinderella story with a twist. So yeah, I love that scene. I'm gonna put some scenes from there. Yeah, that was great. I overall really like the story of Sophie and Benedict. I think their chemistry is off the roof. I would like to see them in another project. I think Yerin and Luke also have a great chemistry, in real life. So I don't know. I hope you're just dating and we don't know about that. Yeah, I'm gonna be that kind of fan today. That kind of a fan today. All right, let's continue. And we have amazing side stories and not so amazing ones also. Now we have a side story of Hyacinth and Eloise. Hyacinth's gonna debut next season, so now she's taking her last classes before she joins society. And Eloise decided to be a spinster, so her mom said, go help your sister then. You're, you have no job. At least help your sister and be there when she is taking lessons. So yeah, there's a lot of tension between them because Eloise doesn't want to get married, and on the contrary, Hyacinth is like, I love the idea of marriage, I love the idea of society. I cannot wait to join society, and they fight like a lot. And I think they made a great job with like Eloise's growth and accepting the fact that marriage is also an option. All right, we have that story. We have Violet and Marcus. We left them like hanging, and now they are watering each other's garden. That's all I'm gonna say. And we have a beautiful scene. Now, as I said, Benedict asked Sophie to be his mistress, and Sophie rejected, rightfully so. At the end of the show, Violet also asked Marcus to be friends with benefits. Now, why I'm telling you this? This is a spoiler, right? This is like the end of the show all itself. I'm telling this because there's one more scene where Violet is talking to Benedict about like him loving Sophie and marrying her. And in that scene, Violet is like, you know, you're so much like me. Anthony is like a mirror image of your father, but you are my son. And she's talking about how free-spirited she was and how she would rebel against her parents. And after she met Edmund, she calmed down, settled down because she fell in love, and now she is the woman they know. But she's like, I miss that person because that person was also me. So I'm telling you this because I have a theory. I feel like there's going to be a spin-off for Violet and Edmund. I mean, this is like one of the things that fans wanted for years now, like with Queen Charlotte, and I think they were like little hints there. Like the Marcus proposed to Violet, and Violet accepted it first, then rejected him, and wants to be friends with benefits. And Violet talking to Benedict about like him and her being so similar. These things make me question if there's going to be a spin-off or not. Okay, that's one of the things. What I was talking about? Yes, okay. We talked about Hyacinth, we talked about Violet. Let's talk about Francesca and Michelle. Now, in this season, unfortunately, John died. And I think they handled that emotions and that scenes really well, because this could have gone really badly, because like funeral, this is like a heavy topic, and if you're a historical romance, you wouldn't see much of that normally. Even if you did, it would be for a side character, not the main character. It would be like a build-up story, you know, like main character's parents died many years ago kind of things. But in here we literally see one of the main character's husband dying. And like in my season 3 video, I made a couple of points, and I feel like they tried to fix those points. And I know I'm not the only fan that talked about them, so I'm like feeling that they listened. But there's one question that comes to mind. If you are able to do that, why didn't you do it in the season 3? Now, what I'm talking about with these points, and I talked about Michelle and Francesca. I said like you for whole season showed us like John and Francesca was enough. Then all of a sudden Francesca was like starstruck by Michelle. It's wrong. It's just emotional cheating, and we know Francesca is not that kind of a girl. And also we talked about Penelope's makeup. They changed it quite well. It's just like overall 180. Colin doesn't have a character still after 4th season. He is just as interesting as a tree on a forest. Maybe not that interesting because trees have different personalities as well. Colin doesn't. Okay, let's see other points that I made. One of the points that was why with outing Penelope they made a huge mistake, and I think they realized they made a huge mistake, because if you're outing the gossip author, nobody's gonna gossip in front of her. Even if they did, they would know she is writing it. So yeah, we saw that in the season 4. Queen was asking for gossip, but Penelope couldn't deliver it because nobody would talk, or even if she writes, she would know that she ruined somebody's life. So yeah, it was a hell. And this is going to be a huge spoiler for you if you didn't watch the show. I mean, I've been giving spoilers all along, but this is going to be a huge one. They changed the Lady Whistledown. This is fucked up, and I don't think this was the solution. No. Now I understand, yeah, you have to change it, but this ruins the purpose, because we see why Penelope right. We also see her understand like how much an impact her words made. So she grew from there, and now she is writing a book, which is okay. But in my eyes, I feel like the point of Lady Whistledown was she would write with names. And I think nobody should know who Penelope was, except for maybe Eloise and Colin. And as I talked about in the other one, Lady Danbury, but not even Queen. If Queen gonna know, it's gonna be a little secret between them. It just ruins the whole purpose and ruins the character of Penelope, because like Lady Whistledown was a huge part of her, and they just took it without asking, and like it is not the way it was handled in the books. I mean, I'm not saying like books are great, because I recently read, and it's most certainly not. But this was not the way, in my opinion. But they tried to save it. They couldn't, but they tried. Now I saw some opinions online about this season. Like many loved it, and some said, it's giving soap opera at this point. And I'm gonna say, are you watching the same show? Because to me, it feels like the same concept is going on since the season 1. It didn't change that much, in my opinion. And in this season, at least, they put some logic into what they're doing. And we had a female character with a lot of dimensions. I miss that, you know. I mean, yeah, all of the main characters had dimensions except Colin. But this time, like, this is an outsider. This is not from someone's society, but still, we had so much background information about Sophie. That was amazing. She even had a friend outside of the main cast. What else could I ask for? Alright, have I talked about everything I wanted to talk about? I think I did. Now, I have 2 scenes I really want to show. Even I think it's just 1 scene because I talked the other one. Now, as I was talking about Hyacinth and Eloise, both of them fighted a lot in the season. And they had many disagreements. At the end, after John died, Hyacinth decided not to debut for a year or maybe more. And she was like, I'm gonna be a spinster because if I get married and if my husband dies, then what? Why would I want that? And I agree, why would you want that? But this is life, right? And Eloise, like, among all the Eloise comes to Hyacinth and talks about this. And I think this is also another hint about the season, like next season's main character. I think it's gonna be Eloise. And now I think so, because in this season we see Eloise's opinion changing about marriage and all that stuff. But I have my problem. We didn't see her other half around much after the season 1, so I would love to get to know him better before we started the season, but we didn't have that. And one more thing, this is gonna be a little bit controversial, but keep in mind I'm also bisexual. I think the bisexual storyline of Benedict was unnecessary. And the reason I'm saying this, because in real life you can be bisexual and you can marry the opposite sex, a non-binary person, same sex, it doesn't matter, right? And it's like, it's your life, the way you live it. As I said, I'm also bisexual, so I wanted to like force me into any type of relationship just because it would fill the shoe, you know. But in a show with a limited time, like 8 hours, we're talking about 8 hours, the whole story is going to be for 8 hours. My friend game, you have to use it, and in my opinion they didn't use it. They didn't use it right. It was just there to fill the season 3, and that was all. In a show that every side story counts as something, I thought this side story didn't make any sense because they didn't use it. That's all, actually. And I think it is their fat phobia showing, because they cut out a lot of intimate scenes of Penelope and Colin just to show us Benedict's threesome. So if you had the time and if you didn't intend to use these scenes, why not? No, if you had the time and if you didn't intend to use Benedict's bisexuality on anything, then why not show us Colin and Penelope and their love story a little bit more? So yeah, that is all. Thank you for watching until this point, and see you in the next one.